Hey guys, thanks for stopping by the old base camp today. What I wanted to show you here is we got here is the old silo. I call this my silo. Picked it up on a job site. Guy gave it to me. It's just extra stuff. I think it's 36 across. Here, you get these things 4 feet. They come in like 20 and 40 foot lengths. They're quite expensive. Plastic pipe. Anyway, what I got in this little ugly trough right here, got a feed sack I just keep over this. If you look down in here, this has got seaweed in it. Some old soup bones from my bone broth show. You saw those. I got tons of bones in here. These bones actually will not break down in here. I'll take these bones and I'm going to bichar these, put them in a bichar. But what I want you to look at is these ugly guys right here. In here we have phoenix worms, or they're called calcium worms. They're all in this medium by the millions, tons of them. Okay, now you're asking, these things are great. The reptile trade calls these things calcium worms, and they feed them to all kind of lizards, bearded dragons and stuff, but the fish love to eat them and the chickens love them. So that's what I'm doing. I'm harvesting these for them, guys. Now you're saying to yourself, how in the world are you going to get them worms out of that mess? And I've seen the most elaborate systems these guys are coming up with to get these things out of here. I think they're overthinking the problem, guys. Here's my solution. Here's my little solution. Kitty litter pan. A kitty litter pan. You kind of center it over the whole nest here of worms, right? That hole is the same hole I used to cut in my into my beehive tops for my feeder jars. I think it's 2 3/4. So I had that bit. I have cut one before. I had another one, but it broke, my harvesting bin, and it was a 4-inch hole. But this hole should work just fine. And what I've done is wetted down some chicken laying mesh. That's all it is. I just wetted it down a little bit. I'm going to dump it in here like this. Okay. Now we got some food in here. Now what's going to happen? These worms, by the way, I'm out here in this Florida sun. It's hotter than Hades out here. And these worms, the heat would kill the average earthworm, but these guys can take, these things, I bet you could put them in an oven. These things can take an unbelievable amount of heat. So now what I'm going to, but they don't like the sunlight, so guess what? Cover it up like that. We're going to come back here in about 2 hours and check this thing. These guys are a little hungry because I've been throwing all my table scraps and stuff down. I don't throw meat in here. You know, anything that you would put in a compost bin, it's what's going in here. And so I won't harvest this all the seaweed out of here. I rinsed this down really well. Of course, it's open top. It's raining in here and all, and it'll rot down. And in spring of 18, I will take this out and get it in the garden. Even the honeybees are coming in. They smell this stuff here a little bit. But what these are called the black soldier fly larvae. And they sleep, they pupate, go in the ground all winter. They're sleeping in underground all winter. And then in the spring they emerge and they come out as a black fly called the black soldier fly. And I think these things go as far as Tennessee to the north. I don't think there's anything further than that. I have heard they go all the way to Tennessee. But for everybody down south here, this is an excellent thing you can raise for your fish, for your chickens. I've seen guys feeding these things by the bucketfuls to hogs. Hogs will eat this stuff up. A lot of high calcium. The hogs know this, so the chickens also know it. They love it. And the fly, she looks like a hornet. She's about this long. She's about maybe an inch long. She emerges. She has no mouth part. She does not eat. All her mission is when she emerges to mate and lay eggs. They'll lay up to about 300 or 400 eggs, and then they die. And what's crazy is I come out here looking for those black soldier flies, and I may see one here, one there. I mean, you would think they'd be swarming all over this pile of stuff, but they don't. And I've seen people, oh, you got to take corrugated cardboard and you put it together and you got to suspend it over. No, you don't need none of that. I've been doing this now. I've been harvesting these things for about 5 years now. And you want to get them up off the ground in something and away from the ants and the raccoons, because the raccoons come in here and just start eating these worms and getting in all in your goodies. So that's why I've got this. Now I had an ant problem here. I took Amdro and went all the way around this thing. And now, 2 days later, there's no ants. I had the big bull ants and I had the fire ants crawling in this thing. I don't see any ants in this stuff now at all. So that's good. I hate using poisons, but I do whenever I have to, whatever. But I will come back here in a few hours, and we'll take a peek-see in here and see what we got, and I'll get back with you. Alright guys, we're back here at the old silo. Let's take a look at that. I threw this thermometer in here just for giggles. This thing goes up here to 120 right here, and it's way up at the top, way up here. Yeah, this thing is just cooking in here. Of course this thing's black, it's hot. So let's see what kind of goodies we got in here. Let's look in here. Oh yeah, they're starting to come in real good into here. Now these things, they're coming in nice, but if I would to leave this, they're coming in here really good, but if I was to leave this for another couple hours, it's been in here 2 hours, this thing would be just swarming with them, okay? And these are small, I mean medium. That's about a medium and a small. These things get a little bit bigger than that, bigger than this one right here. All right. That's your calcium worm. They're just eating machines. I really don't know from egg to adult and pupate time-wise. I've never really done that little test, but anyway, now to harvest these, I just slide my hand under here like this, and then I pick this up and I drop it into my 5-gallon bucket. Now you can see under here, these guys here are all in this, and they're in that medium, but they were coming to this. So I'll let this go for another, I'll come back in about 5-6 days. All these, of course, they're laying all the way up to fall. Right on into October, these things are going. So you've got all summer to harvest these things. And you can see right away that they don't like the sunlight. They are going right back into this stuff. So each day you take your eggshells and your coffee grinds and all, and you dump in here. You're making other stuff. I mean, you put leaves in here, whatever. And they are helping too with the breakdown of this stuff in here. Like I told you before, I got seaweed in here. And so this first year for seaweed, I've got 10 gallons of seaweed in there. I put some molasses in there, and I also put a bubbler in there. I have an air pump here going. So this is another experiment with, and she just bubbling away down there. Yeah, I put a little bit of cow manure in there, so I've got a cooking brew right there. So there's 10 gallons of seaweed washed real well. I'm thinking 2 weeks in there, and then I will dip it out, cut it with water, and then start putting that on the plants. But that's pretty much your little phoenix worm harvest right there. You can see they're crawling all through that stuff. There's a fairly large one. I'll take this over to the girls, and right now we'll take this over here and see if the little chicken girls want some of this live action. It's good protein for them, and it's good to give your chickens, you know, this plain old store-bought feed all the time, you know. Let's see if they'll go for this action here. They'll see those worms wiggling in there. And look at them little girls. Oh, tell me they don't like that stuff, huh? Isn't that nice? Now you don't need to feed all these at one time. I can take these. This is plenty moist here. I'll give them another little shot. Take these here. See them all wiggling around in there? Take this in the barn. I'll put this in the barn. I'll come out tomorrow and I'll get this out of the sunlight and give the girls another hit tomorrow. Alrighty, I guess that wraps it up, and I'll catch you guys on the next show, and as always, be happy. Bye bye.